Hey guys, Nick here, and I wanted to show you my new favorite standing desk, which I've been using for the past 2 months. And this is the KOWO electric sit-stand desk. And right up front, no, I'd never heard of the brand before in my life, and yes, the only reason I do know of it is because they sent one my way. But as you'll see in this video, it has a lot of awesome features that some of the other more established brands don't have. So let's get into it. So assembly was sort of straightforward. There are quite a few moving parts, so it did take around 2 hours all in to build and set up. But the instructions were pretty clear, and I only dropped maybe 4 or 5 F-bombs the entire time. It comes in one huge box, and there's about 20 pieces to stick together. And you'll see that the desktop actually comes in a few pieces, which you actually need to attach as well. But the grain of the wood doesn't make it so obvious that it's 2 separate pieces once it's all put together. Now this is also a dual level desk, which is pretty unique, so you essentially need to put together the top and the bottom piece and then attach them to each other. The legs and frame are made of solid metal, which will help make everything nice and sturdy. And once you have the frame built out, you just need to attach it to the desktop and you're ready to go. Last thing to do is connect the electrical components, so basically just plugging the motor and control panel into the included power brick, and then plugging the whole thing into the wall. So let's talk about what makes this desk awesome, and it's really 5 major things. The design, the cable management, the accessory hooks, the motor, and the charging station. So let's start with the design. I really like the look of this desk, and it comes in a few different colors for the legs and the top, but this one has gray metal legs and a nice dark oak desktop. The desk is 47 inches wide and around 22 inches deep, big enough for a dual monitor setup, or as I have, an old school 27-inch Apple display. I really like the dual level design here, so you can neatly stow away your mouse and keyboard below, and you also have some storage space on the sides for your tablets, notebooks, earbuds, and other accessories. Aesthetically, I like the rounded corners and the sleek cutouts and curves that the desk has, which gives it a bit of character. But right away you can tell that the tabletop is not solid wood. It seems that they're using some type of MDF or particle board here with a melamine finish. So that did concern me a bit, but after 2 months of usage with the heavy monitor sitting on top of it, smack dab in the middle, it seems to be holding up quite well, and in fact it's advertised to hold up to about 110 pounds of equipment, which is right on par with some of the FlexiSpot offerings as well. We'll talk about the motor in more depth in a minute, but I'll say now that the height can be adjusted from 28.9 inches to a little over 47 inches. And of course you'll get some program buttons to save up to 3 presets to adjust the desk quickly. Now let's talk about what else makes this desk my current favorite, and that's the built-in cable management features. So if you spin around the back of the desk, you'll see some hidden shelves to hold your power bricks, surge protectors, and other cables. And you'll also see the desk has 4 built-in cable management clips along the frame, so you can keep your monitor, computer, and accessory cables all neatly packed away and tucked behind for a truly wireless-looking setup. If you caught my FlexiSpot video, you'll see that half of the video is me crawling around upside down, drilling holes into the tabletop and using 3M tape all over the place just to get things manageable. The folks at KOWO have it all figured out, and I like it. Number 3, the desk has these 2 accessory hooks on the side, which makes them great to store headphones, bags, a hoodie if it gets cold in your office. Whatever you want to hook, you can do it. Now when I first saw this feature online, I thought it was going to be super cheap and tacky, but really keeping a set of headphones tucked away that you can grab in a moment's notice in case you're getting a work call, or you just want to plug in for a while has been great. And I know a lot of other tech tubers like to install headphone clips on the bottom of their desk anyway using 3M tape, so here you clip on these hooks and in 1 second you're all set. So now let's talk about number 4, and that's the motor. So interesting design choice here. The controls are up on top of the desk, not on its own separate panel typically found hanging on the bottom of these sit-stand desks. Now some people have complained that it takes away precious desk space having buttons up here, but I find it to be really sleek and modern looking. And don't forget, you're getting 2 levels of desk space with this model, so sacrificing a few inches on the type right-hand side is really not a bother to me. I like the buttons and the LED display, and you'll see you have your up and down buttons, a timer button, which we'll talk about in a second, and then 3 memory presets. So you can quickly save 3 height settings, and I have one for sitting down, one for standing up, and then one just standing up a little bit higher. The desk moves up and down with no issues, and it's super smooth and quiet enough. And something important for you parents out there, the desk also has a child safety lock. So if you know your kids are going to be stomping around your desk area and they're a little curious about buttons, you can lock the height of the desk so it doesn't go down and crush your kid's skull. Super handy, and the desk also has a built-in feature where if it does detect resistance coming down, it will automatically back up 3 centimeters. So a nice peace of mind there as someone with 2 small kids of my own running around intent on destroying everything down here in the studio. As mentioned, the desk has a timer to remind you to get off your ass in case you're like me and you get carried away sitting too long. So you can set that by 5-minute increments up to 120 minutes, and when it's done, it'll give off this horrific beeping sound to remind you to get moving. Now let's talk about that wobble. If you saw my FlexiSpot video, you saw that the desk does wobble quite a bit if you're getting your Ultimate Warrior on. The same applies here. Again, this is an extreme test, and you're not really going to be grabbing and shaking the table when you have it in standing position. But yes, it does wobble a bit, but for normal office tasks like typing, writing, or even the occasional erasing, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Finally, number 5, I really love the included charging station. The desk is already grabbing juice from the wall, so it only makes sense to have a built-in charging hub here for your accessories. And you'll see it has 2 USB-A ports and 1 USB-C port. And I've used these often to charge my mouse when it's running low on juice, and of course a fair share of earbuds and tablets when needed. The Type A ports are 5 volts 2.4 amps, and the Type C port is 20 volts 2.25 amps. So pricing, the desk will set you back around $320, which makes it competitive with some of the other cheaper options available from bigger names. But for that price, I wish they had used a different material for the desktop itself. It looks cool and I like the 2-tier design here, but you can tell compared to my other standing desk that the tabletop is just a small step above IKEA quality. It's held up fine the past few months, but you can see each level is super thin, and I'm sure if I worked out a bit more, I could probably snap it just by lifting up on the top corner here. Look, if you're in the market for an electric sit-stand desk, this is a great option that you probably would not have considered. So that's why I'm here, to show you what else is out there on the market and might be worth your cash. So that about does it for this one. As always, this has been Nick from Quick Tech. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. It helps the algorithm, you know that. And if you didn't like the video, I'm sorry, the overlords removed that button a while ago, so just hit that subscribe button instead, and you'll be up to date with all the latest and greatest tech reviews and unboxings from the channel. You take care now.